Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Happy Monday, and I'm so excited to be back here with you in another video. We have been doing daily videos so far in the month of December, which I haven't done in a really long time. So let me know in the comments how you've been liking the regular video uploads. Personally, I've really enjoyed being able to connect every day with all of you on the channel. So hopefully we can carry that out through the month of December. And of course, in a recent video, I asked many of you to share in the comments what you are committing to do for yourself every single day in December, and hopefully we can mutually support and reinforce each other in these December commitments or goals for ourselves, so to speak. So let's go ahead and get started into the reading. Right away, I got the name Rachel for someone, so that may connect with someone. I'm also getting the word mistake. Also, the last name Crawford, possibly, or just the letter initials CRAWFOR or D. Those could be in someone's first or last name. But with the color gray is coming out here also, and the word discovery. Judgment in the reverse position. Okay, so the mistake that someone made, I don't know why someone is coming through right away in the reading. Usually we start in a more general place and work our way into more specific threads of energy. But the mistake that someone made is that they misjudged you. They judged you incorrectly. So who is it that judged you incorrectly? Okay, so I feel someone judged something related to how you go about living your life with such a high degree of freedom. This may be related to your work, to how you earn money, to your business, your profession. But for many of you, I see this being related to aspects of your life where you exhibit a lot of freedom. And I feel this person misjudged those aspects of your life in some way. They feel as though they tried to put you into some kind of box in order to understand you, because they see you as someone who is very mysterious. And it's almost like they made some kind of snap judgment to try and understand you. You are someone who can't really be fully grasped or understood at the conscious level. And you are someone that has to be felt or sensed energetically in order to be understood. You defy being put into boxes or being restricted by labels. That's what I'm getting very strongly for the person coming up here. And I'm just picking up that there are certain aspects of you, your personality, your life that people often misjudge, or where what they're seeing presented or what they're seeing on the surface is actually very different from who you are beneath the surface. Or maybe there's certain aspects of you that people like to take and then label all of you with that one part of you. I'm getting for some of you, especially if you're a divine feminine here, although of course we all have a balance internally of masculine and feminine energy. So when I use those terms, this could be relating to your internal masculine, your internal feminine, or to an external person or situation. Take that however it resonates. But I am picking up here that for someone listening, it's possible that what was misjudged about you may have been you are someone who's very physically attractive or beautiful or very attractive to this person, and they may have put you in some kind of box where they saw this physical attractiveness or allure to you and then misjudged your character or assumed that you were someone superficial or without depth to you. And they were very, very wrong, because in actuality, so much of your beauty is energy based. It comes from this kind of energy that you exude. And I feel as someone has gotten to know you or spent more time around you or connected to you in some way, they've realized slowly how wrong they were to misjudge you or to put you in some kind of box here. So again, this could be someone platonic, someone romantic. For many of you, I do see that this may be a romantic person. So let's go ahead and shuffle the cards here and see what else we can channel. I got the words golden, green, and also markets. This may be someone who wants to take you off the market in terms of dating. If you are someone dating and exploring the dating world, then this may be someone who kind of wants to ascend a higher level of commitment with you romantically. I'm getting the cards, I don't know how to live without you. My love for you will never change, and I know you deserve more than I can give you at the moment. I'm picking up on a person who is being perpetually surprised by you. That's like what they're telling me here. I keep getting surprised by you. Maybe they even said this to you in one form or another, like, you just keep surprising me, or I never know what to expect with you. Somehow you really keep this person on their toes, but it's because they've been peeling back these layers to you, layer by layer. There's this realization that there is so much more to you than they realized at the beginning when they saw you as someone who's very physically appealing and alluring and attractive. They misjudged and they didn't realize how surprised they were going to be as they began to peel back the layers here. I also have the month of April coming up here, so that could be someone's birth month or significant to your connection. The name Dawn, or this could be something dawning on someone. I'm also getting the word heart. So this person's heart is very much open towards you and connected to you at this time. It's confusing for them because they feel, as these cards are saying here, that they don't know how to go on with their life without you in it in some capacity. But I feel that that capacity is very undefined. It's being left very open-ended because this is also someone who doesn't want to lose you forever by moving things forward before they're capable of really giving you what you deserve. With the card, I know you deserve more than I can give at the moment. And yet they've realized that they're developing this affinity for you, which, if it's romantic, is this romantic love for you that is never going to change. It's going to be a constant for them now moving forward. But they're going to have to take some kind of journey. And I feel you are spiritually guiding them through this journey. This feels like a spiritual journey, an internal journey. Although for some of you, this could be related to a physical distance between you. But with Angel of Love, I see that they perceive you as this angelic, beautiful person that is almost this beacon of light in their life that's guiding them on this higher level through this journey. This may even be someone that you are telepathically guiding through their dreams unconsciously, meaning you are not aware of this, but you might be having dreams where you are with this person, speaking to them, connecting with them. If so, that's very significant because this could be a sign that one way you're connecting with them is through these dreams where the two of you actually are meeting in consciousness on the astral realm, and you are guiding this person through some kind of journey. So I'm very curious to know what this journey is that you're guiding them through. The name Henry came out. The word worry, the word climb. Yeah, they're climbing towards something, feeling worried about whether they can make it here. Okay, so this is a very intuitively guided connection. The both of you are sensing the other psychically. In fact, you may not be actually physically seeing each other very often or communicating in the physical very often. Of course, that will depend on your personal circumstances, but regardless of how much interaction or communication there is in the physical world, know that what's going on psychically is much more involved. Now, with woman holding a coin upright, this is often my kind of karmic card, so to speak. So, what I'm getting from this is that the person coming up here is seeing a major contrast between how they connect and interact with you. I'm hearing mutually inspired. They feel mutually inspired by you. They feel like the two of you talk about big ideas or visions or spiritual things or beliefs, things that are much more high level in a sense. Whereas in the past, with people they've connected with, they've tended to have these very boring, mundane, same sorts of conversations that feel very surface level. It's almost like the two of you are developing this secret world that only exists for the two of you. And the ironic thing is here, and I've spoken on this in recent videos, I feel as though this is calling back to an energy that's come up in recent readings because it's beginning to feel a bit familiar, and some of you may feel that way as well. But the two of you are creating this space, as I said, that exists for the two of you that other people don't really seem to be able to access. So this may be the type of person where you feel guided to keep a lot of your connection with them pretty private, even when it comes to people in your life that you usually share a lot of your world with. You may be very guarded in this kind of natural way where you're very hesitant to give out a lot of information about what's going on between you and this person. This isn't because you're keeping secrets in a negative sense. It's because you have this natural urge to protect one another and to protect the connection for what it is, for whatever it is, in a spiritual sense. And I feel that you are both subconsciously aware that other people can't access this space in which the two of you connect. And what I mean by that, because we're definitely talking really quantum here, but it's almost as though I'm hearing secret garden, like you are creating. It's interesting, the garden idea came up because it involves like planting a seed and then allowing the timing for it to grow. It's like the two of you are planting and creating this secret garden of sorts where you're planting these visions, these ideas, these mutual inspirations and connection points. And it's this solace, it's a place that the two of you can go to be renewed and refreshed and inspired and to connect with each other and to kind of bask in that feeling. But it's almost like allowing other people into it would make it vanish. Not permanently, but again, it's like they can't see it or they can't access it. And whenever you try to explain or describe it to someone else, it almost diminishes it in the process. Not to say that you haven't shared this with anyone, but just that you've been really selective. You most likely only share about this connection with people that have a really open mind and a really open heart space, and that you can sense that subconsciously, that they're very non-judgmental. And I feel the other person here does the same, where they themselves as well are extremely selective about who they allow into their confidence. I keep hearing one person, so there might literally be one person that they talk to about you or about the connection, and otherwise they're very guarded. So let's see what else we can pull on this person's energy. I am sensing that for some of them, with the woman holding a coin, again, representing a karmic, it doesn't have to be a karmic feminine, but it can. And when I say karmic, I mean any interferences in this connection or potential interferences, lower vibrational, more superficial energies, whether that's a dynamic within them or someone externally or something externally. I feel with the Judgment card as though this is a judgmental person, whether this karmic is someone judging their connection to you, judging you, or I'm hearing jealous. This may be someone who's very jealous of you and is projecting this judgment onto you because they're jealous about something related to things that you've achieved or done in your life, even if those are emotional achievements, which are just as important, if not more so, than what we consider to be material achievements. The achievement of happiness, of freedom, of being a confident person. I feel like you don't care what anyone else thinks about you, and yet you have this very peaceful kind of zen way about you. And this person somehow is picking up on this and feeling this jealousy that they are projecting as judgment onto you. This may be someone that this person is especially secretive about you with. I feel like this is most likely a non-romantic connection. Although if this is a friend, this may be a friend who's romantically interested in this person. Again, take this however it's connecting. I do channel into many different people and threads of energy in these readings. And at the end of the day, it's always your intuition that really is the compass of your life experience. So I always recommend listening to that intuition above all else. But I feel for many of you, again, if this is for example, if we're talking about a masculine and this is a karmic feminine, it might be a friend who is secretly romantically interested in them and they've somehow caught wind of you or heard about you, and I'm just seeing them looking at this masculine. If it is a masculine for you, again, take whatever labels resonate. But for the ease of reference, I'll call it this masculine, this person we've been talking about. They're smiling at their phone or smiling to themselves because they're thinking of you or looking at you or reading a message from you or even talking about you. They can't help but smile. People are almost kind of teasing them about it. But again, they're very private with the details. And this is a person, a karmic feminine here, who might be a friend who may actually have a romantic interest in this masculine who either has been rejected by them or who hasn't told them of their deeper feelings. And they're feeling very jealous of you and projecting that onto you in the form of judgment. Now, if this is not a romantic interest around this masculine, this actually could be a family member. This could be, again, it could just be a friend, a coworker, someone who doesn't necessarily have a romantic motive, but who just feels deeply insecure, and somehow even just hearing about you is triggering this jealousy within them. Now, keep in mind, although I really don't have to even tell you this because you're already aware of this, but your energy tends to have a very polarizing effect on others, positive or negative. So people tend to have extreme reactions to you. They either really love you, feel admiring of you, inspired by you, can't get enough of you, easily addicted to your energy, or they feel the opposite, extremely uncomfortable around you, awkward around you, not wanting to connect with you, completely even like blind to you, just not being able to see you or perceive you or understand you whatsoever. People tend to have these extreme reactions to your energy, even when they just pick up on that energy in conversation with others. So in the case of this person, they've most likely never actually met you or seen you in real life, although that might not be for everyone. But they're just being triggered by you coming up in conversation because they're sensing your energy. And again, it's causing them to feel insecure within themselves in some way. But I don't know why this whole dynamic is coming up here. I feel like all of this is just to say that the two of you share this very sacred, special place between you that other people tend to judge or misunderstand, which is why you're both very inclined to protect it. And there's also this very undefined element about the way that the two of you are connecting and relating to each other, even though it's very beautiful. It's beautiful and undefined. So in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, we will be taking a look at this person's deeper thoughts and feelings, as well as the deeper meaning and purpose behind this connection, because I do feel that they're feeling a lot internally that they've been holding back for the sake of, I'm hearing, not rushing things, not saying too much too soon. And I also feel there's a very strong spiritual purpose to the two of you connecting. So we will be continuing this reading on Patreon. If you do want to join our Patreon community, this is for the extended readings done every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the link to join is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. So now I'm going to reshuffle the cards and see what other kinds of dynamics want to come through here. So let's get the first card here. And this card is the 8 of Pentacles. Wow, the affirmation on this card says, the universe creates through me. And I heard the words, you can't control the creative process because it's a divine process, because the universe is literally using you as this vessel, in a sense, as this channel of energy. So if you are a creative type, even if that's in your career or business, I feel that you are being inundated with a lot of energy right now, which makes sense because we've talked about crown chakra activations happening a lot on a planetary level, especially recently. But what I'm getting here is that you are being activated, you're receiving a lot of energy, but at times there is this instinct or this urge to try and somehow control the flow of that energy or control the creative process, what you do with that energy, almost like to make yourself use that energy in certain ways during certain periods of time from like kind of a very rigid standpoint. And I'm hearing it just doesn't seem to work that way because this is the universe creating through you, like living and breathing through you, through your art, through your creative work. And I feel that it just defies being controlled. With the card health coming up here, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. I'm also hearing that how the universe creates through you is deeply connected to your physical body. And that really seems to be coming to the forefront at this time. The need to care fully for your physical body, to stay connected with its needs, to not push it beyond its limits or push it to points where it feels discomfort, because it deserves to have ease and rest and nourishment and relaxation. And those things actually allow you to remain this open channel for creative energy, because everything you're manifesting is, in essence, manifesting through the portal of creation that is your physical body. You are taking energy, feeling it, sensing it physically, and then you are molding it and using it and transmuting it. And your physical body is so involved in both the reception of that energy and the transmutation of it. So there's just a really strong message of guidance of trusting your body's instincts, intuitive pulls, impulses, and allowing yourself to stay in tune with that. The word breath is coming up here. So breath work may be really helpful, incorporating deep breathing exercises into your morning meditation, just filling your body with air, which my guides are correlating to energy. Like when you use breath work to fill your body with air, you are actually filling yourself up with energy. And this is naturally raising your frequency and allowing you to more easily remain this clear and open channel for the energy that you are receiving in huge amounts at this time. So I really hope that that part of the reading is helpful for someone. I hope that clarifies some of what you've been feeling. Here we have the 5 of Cups in the reverse position. So this can signal some kind of a loss, feelings of regret, disappointment, or grief. Do not hold on to something that must go, for that is the source of all suffering. Acceptance and working with what you have will give you peace. So there's something here about accepting what is, accepting the nature of what is in your life, in your connections, in your relationships, in the process of building some kind of dream or vision, embracing. I'm hearing this time of healing and rebuilding and renewal rather than trying to cling on to what has already been deconstructed, because it needed to be deconstructed. I have to say that for many of you, I feel this may be a connection. This may be a connection that has played a really deep and powerful role in your spiritual journey that's very dear to your heart, whether it's platonic or romantic. And I feel there is a past version of this connection where the two of you may have related in a specific kind of way, and that form of your connection was deconstructed because it seemed to be restricting you in some way, holding you back in some sense. And so it was deconstructed, and now it's healing and being rebuilt, but it's new and it's different and it's not the same as it was before. And there may be this feeling of grief or nostalgia trying to pull you back into what that connection used to be, its old form. But that form was deconstructed, and it's allowed you through that deconstruction, and I know you've been feeling this, to open up to greater levels of happiness, fulfillment, creativity, support, authenticity, community. But at the same time, I feel there's this sense of loss around what it used to be. Now, take this however it connects. Maybe for some of you, this is your connection to your inner self or to a dream or a goal that's changing. But for many of you, I'm feeling strongly this is some kind of physical relationship or connection, at least from your past. It doesn't have to be romantic. This could be with a family member, with a friend, with a group of people. But I feel that it's changed and you're being asked to embrace this time of healing, rebuilding, and renewal, but to accept that what you're building now, it's going to be different from what you had before. But that's a beautiful thing, because what you're building now is actually going to be supportive of you in this state of abundance and freedom and connection and authenticity. And that's such a beautiful thing. There's also some sense here of healing together through this rebuilding into something new. So this may be a person that you are actually, in a sense, healing through each other. And I'm hearing if someone's in your life and it just doesn't make sense, it's without rhyme or reason, the soul knows. The soul always has a reason for keeping people in your life. And very often we get caught up in these kind of mentalities of control where we feel as though we can pull people into our lives forcibly or push them out of our lives forcibly. But all connections start from within us. And they exist within us, and they continue to exist within us. And they actually can't be destroyed once they're created. They move with us even through lifetimes. It's why sometimes when you meet someone, you get that deep feeling of familiarity, the knowing that you know them already. This is because no connection can actually be destroyed once it's been created, even if that's in another lifetime. And what I'm getting here is that you are being guided to allow the change within this connection, to allow it to be something new, to allow yourselves to heal through each other, and also to embrace and surrender into the what is of this connection. Because I feel it's very beautiful and in a way very healing, maybe very mutually inspiring. But I'm just hearing it is what it is, which sounds so simple. And yet I feel for someone, there's almost been this desire to control it or conform it into what it used to be or into something different that makes more sense to other people or that can better be described or defined or explained. But I feel it's not meant to be that right now. It's meant to be whatever it is, but also it's in your life for a reason. If there's someone in your life and you just have this sense that you need them in your life right now and that you're benefiting each other in some way, but you can't quite explain it, trust those connections, because your soul has reasoning that the mind doesn't always understand. The value of whatever this is, with door to value reversed, it seems to be an intrinsic value. It's one that transcends the physical, the material. It's not about money or finances or things or status physically. This is deeply about an internal value. And specifically, I feel there is this unexplainable bond of unconditional love here with Angel of Love that, again, just can't be defined in physical, literal terms, but that has a value that actually transcends all of that. And I feel this is some kind of container that both of you are healing through at this time, and that's why it's still in your lives. But there is this need to embrace it for what it is in its new form and not to try to force it into what it used to be, because that old form was restrictive in some way and had to be deconstructed. And whatever you're building now is ultimately going to be very supportive to that freedom, that abundance, that fulfillment that you've been living and opening up more to in your life. So, wow, very interesting messages. In some ways, it felt somewhat vague, but in other ways, I feel it will specifically connect for someone in a very specific way. So, what else can I channel here for all the beautiful souls listening? Okay, Here we have the Six of Swords in the upright position. I got the word transplanted. So there's this sense of someone being transplanted, moved from one place to another. And this had this element of almost, I don't want to say forced, but there's this feeling that the universe transplanted you, picked you up from one place, moved you into another place because you outgrew a certain person, connection, place, or environment, and because that other place was now more supportive to your optimal growth. So transplanted generally means to be moved or relocated from one place to another, but it can also convey the challenge or growth associated with being uprooted and adapting to a new soil or environment. So again, this could relate to your work, your business, your job, a relationship, your life. But I'm just hearing to trust how you've been transplanted, because as the affirmation on this card says, I cannot heal in a place that reopens my wounds. So I almost feel as though there was a lesson that you were learning in that old environment, but somehow to continue relearning that old lesson would keep reopening some kind of emotional wound that needed to be healed. So something about this new environment, I'm hearing it provides you with a stable foundation of peace, but also the room to keep growing into this more expansive version of yourself. Whenever the universe transplants you in any sense, whenever you feel as though you're just suddenly moved from one place to another, it's because you're done growing in that one place and because your optimal growth is now in the new place. This is where you are able to grow and to expand. And what we have to understand is once we've expanded to a new level, we can't force ourselves back into old boxes, old identities, old environments, even though the ego will sometimes be compelled to, because it will almost kind of mentally trick us into thinking that we would be more comfortable in some kind of an old place or environment. And it's afraid of what's coming with the anxiety card. It's desiring to control. But all of our joy and fulfillment is really found in that exhilarating process of expansion that can only take place when we allow ourselves to move into the places and environments and connections and opportunities that facilitate those next levels of expansion. And to try and fit ourselves into outdated spaces or places, even places that we were once able to grow in, would now feel stifling or restrictive to us. We can't go back to them and keep getting the same kind of growth because we've expanded out of them. So I really hope this reading has been helpful. I will be continuing this on Patreon. So on Patreon, we will be looking at your energy on a deeper level. I'll be doing an auric read and picking up any threads of energy that may be connected to you, whether it's people or your spirit guides, your higher self, any messages that want to come through. If you do resonate with my channel, then I would invite you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information. Now, to close out this reading, I'm going to read one final Rumi Oracle quote. And the Rumi Oracle here says, "The garden of your soul. Beloved, you are like a seed planted in the heart of the divine gardener. You may feel small now, nestled deep in the soil of uncertainty. Maybe the darkness has been heavy, and you have longed for the warmth of the sun on your face, the freedom of growing into the light. Do not despair. The soil that envelops you is not a prison, it is a womb. The darkness you feel is not the absence of hope, but the presence of transformation. Roots are growing unseen, spreading wide, seeking nourishment. You are being prepared in ways you cannot yet understand. Rumi whispers to you, try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, Let life live through you. You may not yet see the vastness of the garden in which you are planted, but the gardener sees all. You are not alone in this process. The sun, the rain, the breeze, all conspire to help you grow. In this moment, you are being called to trust. Trust the seasons of your life. Trust the rhythm of your own growth. Remember this, your journey is sacred. Spread those wings. Stretch toward the light. You are held, cherished, and destined to thrive. So that feels like a perfect place to close the reading. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I would love to hear from you in the comments if anything resonated with you. And as I did last month, I will be choosing a comment from under the video, or under, I should say, all the videos in December. I'll be selecting one that will receive a private tarot reading from me via email. So if you do want to be entered in the free tarot reading giveaway for the month of December, you can do so just by leaving a comment under the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's reading.